Oh my god. This is cuisine in Pakistan. We're going to be answering the question that a lot of people asked us when we first said we want to come to Pakistan, and that is why? Why would you want to go to Pakistan? Well, we're going to be showing you that in this series. We're going to show you exactly why we've come to Pakistan. There is culture here, the people here are absolutely amazing, beautiful scenery, and of course the most insane foods. We're going to be traveling up and down the country, ladies and gentlemen, starting in Karachi, making our way up to Lahore, then further north to Islamabad, taking a detour to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to see Peshawar, and then making our way to Gilgit, Baltistan, where we are now, to wonder at these absolutely marvelous scenes. This is cuisine in Pakistan. Alright guys, Javed Nihari is one of the most elite places you're going to find in all of Karachi. The operation here is unbelievable. Just look behind me, we've got guys making naans non-stop. Behind we've seen they got a whole batch of flour which they basically bring out in segments to this guy. He rolls them up, and look at the operation. Come across here and you're going to get something equally amazing. Underground, they've built these underground ovens that they use for the nihari being cooked. You slow cook the meat for up to 4 hours, so it's literally just melt in your mouth. You can see the steam coming out. Once it's done there, it's transferred over here, where this guy basically pieces it all up. He's got 3 separate trays. One which is full of all the gravy, a separate one that's literally just oil, and then a third pot that's got that lovely slow cooked meat. He parcels them all together, or puts them on, assembles it together on a plate, and then you garnish it with a little bit of ginger and green chili. This is one of the most incredible restaurants in all of Karachi. Nihari is obviously a very, very traditional breakfast item in Pakistan, across the subcontinent. And to be honest, I still to this day haven't figured out why. It's literally the most fatty, gelatinous bit of meat. It's very, very spicy, very, very greasy, super, super thick and rich. It's probably the worst way to start your day off in terms of how calorific it is and how much it will slow you down. But there is no denying, this is one of the most comforting, delicious meals you're ever gonna try. Now, the nihari is believed to have originated in Lucknow in the 18th century during the Mughal dynasty. It's a slow cooked bit of meat, usually shank, and it's stewed and stewed and stewed and cooked until it becomes very, very soft and delicious. The garnishes are delicious. We've got bits of ginger, we've got green chili, and you've got lemon, and all of those garnishes are sort of sprinkled on top for an extra special experience. The naans are made fresh. There's nothing better than a naan straight out of the tandoor. You can see these guys working. So we've got the nihari, and then here we've got a really special one as well. We got the magas, which is basically the brain. So we've got brain in the same sort of nihari kind of sauce and oil. So we're going to try both the brain and we're going to try the standard nihari today. Let's get a little bit of the naan. Oh, we've got a bit of wind. Oh, that naan is so fresh and crispy. Let's start with this standard one first. In we go. Oh my god. Get a bit of ginger in there. I'm gonna get a bit of the chili because I love chili. Oh, and immediately you can just tell how thick this is. Bismillah. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is absolutely delicious. Words cannot express how amazing this is. It's so oily, it's so thick, it's so comforting. And that green chili is spicy, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just try and tear off a little bit of the meat. This is a very messy job, by the way. Look at, oh my god, look at that. Soft meat, by the way, this is slow cooked. Here we go, the meat. Oh my god. The flavors in that, the spice, just the sheer thickness and richness of it is unbelievable. That is hands down the best nihari I've had in my life. Now, we're gonna go for the brain. This one we've seen in the past. The brain has had unintended consequences for certain members of this team. But we move. Get a little bit of the brain in. I'm gonna put a bit of chili in it. Brain time. A million times better than the brain we had in Jordan. I'll tell you that for free. And why? Because it's spiced up. It's very, very creamy. The texture is ultra, ultra creamy. But the spice and the flavors from that sauce are delicious. And it's just got all that wonderful oil and sort of ghee, which makes it fatty and rich. I cannot lie to you, that is one of the most amazing food experiences I've ever had in my life. It's barely 10 AM and we're scoffing our faces with perhaps the most rich, thick, hearty meal you can possibly have. But honestly, this is delicious.
I tried brain in Jordan. I tried it in Egypt, it wasn't that bad. I tried it in Jordan and I nearly threw up. I've never thrown up from food before, but came quite close. So what we're gonna do for cuisine, we're gonna try the brain. Oh. Look at it. Look at it. Wish me luck. I actually don't want to take a bite.
I'm gonna need you to do it, mate. You got it in you, son. You got it in you.
Not bad. Why? Should you explain to me why? The one I had in Jordan felt like it was jelly, but it wasn't nice jelly. It was like very slippery, very rubbery jelly. It was awful. It was honestly awful. That texture, I don't want to have that again ever in my life. Whereas that, it's a bit jelly-like, but it's nice. I don't mind that at all. I'm gonna go for another bite, mate.
There he is.
Come on, man.
For our next stop, we are trying the one and only Pakistani chai. Perhaps the best tea in the world. We know the subcontinent produces undoubtedly the best tea in the world. There is no subject to debate when it comes to that issue. And so, we're never going to pass an opportunity to try a little bit of chai on a roadside here in Karachi. We're in Dastagir, a place called Dastagir. We're literally on the side of a road. We found a shack serving tea. It's infested with flies, but that is the absolute beauty of it. On the side of our wonderful chai, we've got some freshly made paratha, and this is actually quite a traditional breakfast mix as well. Just a chai and a little bit of paratha, and that's like a little breakfast snack. You saw the breakfast we had earlier, which was the nihari, which is this behemoth breakfast. If you want to go a little bit lighter, you might try a bit of paratha and tea. Paratha in there.
Dip it in?
Oh, 100%, mate.
You dip it in?
You dip, mate. Always dip. You ready? Oh my god. It's just ludicrously fresh. And there's absolutely nothing on there. There's no sugar because the tea is so sweet. You mix that sweetness of the tea and that crispy, flaky freshness of the paratha, and it's honestly a match made in heaven. This is an elite breakfast spot, snack, whatever you want to call it, and that tea is just die for. Pakistan, I love you. Where is this place?
Nursery Super Burger.
Nursery Super Burger in Shara Khaidin.
Nursery.
We're in Nursery Super Burger and we are about to try one of the best burgers that you can find.
Shami kebab, chapli kebab, aloo kebab.
Aloo kebab.
Aloo kebab.
We got basically a burger that is made, a patty that's made of lentils. We've got a burger patty that's made of meat, and you got a burger patty that's made of potato as well. So we're gonna be trying all three, one of each. And you can see the assembly line, the production line here is unreal. You've got one guy who's dealing with the patties, one guy who's tasked with assembling the burgers. They chuck on a bit of lettuce, some tomato, a little bit of cheese and some sauce, and they're serving so many people around here. We're here in the middle of the day, it's scorching hot, it's Friday, people are usually at home, laying down, almost having a bit of a siesta, but we've come out and this place is still rammed with people wanting to try this incredible burger. Our burgers have arrived and we are super excited to try them now. We're gonna start with the shami kebab first. This is basically the patty that's made with lentils. They use lentils, create a patty, and they put it in their burger. Everything else is the same. They put a little bit of chutney in, some red onions, some tomato, and a little bit of lettuce. The patty changes, but the bread and everything else remains the same. So, lentil burger, here we go. Oh my God. You know when they say to you, you can't give up meat, and you can't be vegetarian? They're lying. I'll be very honest with you, this is perhaps the perfect substitute for meat. It's so hearty, so delicious, so tasty, and the texture is genius because it's very soft. Oh, we're having an avalanche of chutney being poured onto our plate right now. This is going to be very interesting. I'm going to try it with a little bit of chutney next. We've got another option here, which is potato, aloo. This is a potato patty. Again, insides, the toppings, condiments, all the same, but the difference here is they've used potato to make this patty. So it's literally carb on carb violence. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it in to this chutney chili sauce. Oh my Lord.
Spicy.
No, it's tangy. Very tangy. But again, that potato is like it's almost like a spicy mashed potato. There's flavors in it, some spice in it, a little bit of onions in it, and they make it into a sort of ball, almost like a paratha you'd have in Bangladesh, but flattened and spread into a burger shape. But honestly, that is delicious. Very tasty. I'm gonna move on to the final one now. This one is of course the standard meat burger that you'd love. Obviously the meat is different here. The patty form is very different because it's effectively a kebab. So it's mincemeat that's made into a kebab with a little bit of onions and spices in there as well. But this is the meat dish. But again, let's get a bite of this. A little bit of that chili sauce. Here we go again, mate. Here we go again. Meat is king, man. I'm sorry. I take back everything I said. I take back everything I said. Meat is king. That is delicious, honestly. A lovely, crispy patty of meat. It's spicy, it's flavoursome, and it's got that lovely sort of juicy fresh tomato and lettuce in there as well. It's an elite burger, but it's a burger that has unbelievable amounts of flavour and spices to it as well. This is what having a burger in the subcontinent looks like. This is incredible.
Yeah, good taste.
Very good?
Very good.
And that brings us to an end of Cuisine in Pakistan Episode 1. We hope you enjoyed our street food tour of Karachi so far. Join us next time where we continue exploring the glorious food city that is Karachi and bring you some karahi to die for, refresh ourselves on some fresh fruit juice, and we take a trip deep into a Karachi neighbourhood to visit some of our Bengali brethren. See you next time.